Hi everyone! Before I start today's tutorial, I just wanted to share a small update with you. As many of you know, Molds and Shapes has been a part of my creative journey for many years. Unfortunately, they have decided to stop their business. Their shop will remain open until the end of March. After that, they will take a 3 month break and reopen one last time from early July until the end of September. With new inspirations, of course. I'm very grateful for the journey we had together. From October onwards, they will close permanently. And I also want to say a big thanks to Marian and Eric, the people behind Molds and Shapes. It has been a pleasure working with you and being part of this journey. But for today, let's start with the tutorial. And here I am again, and hello everyone. I hope you didn't mind, but I thought it's important news and I wanted to share this. And I had to read it because it was quite a few informations I wanted to give, and because I'm not native English speaker, I needed to make some notes. Anyway, I have chosen the round, rough and tough coaster duo mold from Molds and Shapes, and I want to do one of my own techniques, which I developed with Sandra Rettich and Marion Richter almost 3 years ago. So I started with some resin. I have here 80 grams of medium viscosity resin in my cup. It's the Radian Flow from Dipon, and I added one big spritz and a little spritz of Enoki in there and one drop of the ResinArt white. And I have here a pearl color from Dipon. They were so grateful and sent it with me in a package. And I was curious how this pearl color is gonna work out. So some new items for the cloudy flower technique. I've never used the Radian flow. I never used for this technique the resin art white. And well, I've never used this pearl color from Dipon. So of course I'm curious if this is gonna work. So you see how I mixed my color. Like I said, it's 80 grams in this cup. The mold from Molds and Shapes per coaster holds round about 140 to 150 grams of resin. So this amount I mixed up, and therefore I also had 80 grams for my white because I split it hopefully in 40-40 in this mold. So you don't need a lot of pigments to be mixed because it's basically only the white. And I'm now pouring a layer of resin into my molds. You see, I fill it half full. You need to be very careful with this technique because there's a lot of white going in, and sometimes your mold is already very full. And for the cloudy flower technique, you still need some clear resin just to make things a little bit more puffier. That's the experience I have. So normally I would pour the cloudy flower in a deeper mold. This mold is 1.2 centimeters deep, and in the past I used a mold with 1.6 centimeters, so 4 millimeters deeper. I'm not now using the torch very carefully just to pop some bubbles which are on the surface, but I need to say the radium flow normally lets the air bubbles go out very easy. I don't know how you say it. It has a good bubble release. Do you say this? I don't know. Anyway, I've chosen to use some resin inks. I have the Espresso from Octopus and the Aquamarine from Art. So I'm starting here with my espresso color, and I'm giving like 6 drops around the edge. You see it there. And I was thinking, do I use more? But I left it for the moment. So also in the second coaster, I'm adding 6 drops. I just love the cloudy flower technique because it gives such nice effects, very beautiful natural resin effects. That's what I find. Now I'm taking the ultramarine and I'm dropping in between the brown tone, the espresso tone, and then also towards the center. You can see it. Sorry that my hand is in the way. Sometimes it is like it is. So I'm doing the same thing for the second one. I'm hoping to get a nice duo coaster set with very similar effects, but as you know, with resin you never get exactly the same result. But I'm trying my best. I love the combination anyway of blue shades and brown shades, and I think it's a perfect combination. So I have the espresso again. I didn't remember, so I put 1 drop each into the center. And it's now from the resin inks, which are high pigmented alcohol inks. It gives a nice bloom petal or bloom shape already, and this is what I like working with inks, with alcohol or resin inks. Anyway, I have here my white, and I give it a quick stir again, then quickly the torch, and then also here the torch because there were bubbles. But when you torch, because there's resin ink or alcohol ink on top, wait a little bit. I waited a little bit so that the alcohol came out. Otherwise you have problems that you may get a flame, and that's what you don't want to happen. So I'm now giving 2 rounds in my white, you see it there, around the edge, and I'm doing the same for my second one. And you see I'm pouring rather thick, and you see already how the white is sucking the color. And this is what I'm finding so fascinating about this technique. And I think I have it because of the Enoki. So now I'm just drizzling a little bit of resin around the white on top, doing this with my second one as well. Just drizzling where I had my white, just hoping that I get these nice puffy effects. I don't know if it also works if I don't drizzle the clear resin. So this is something to test as well. I think I did it once, I'm not sure. But anyway, and now I'm just giving a puddle of my rest, from the rest of my white into the center. And you see it's not much left in my cup, but my coasters are quite full. And I'm just pouring some of my clear resin on top of the white. I'm not putting anything in the center this time because my molds were already rather full and I didn't want to risk overflow, but there is going to be coming overflow. You will see it in a second. And this sometimes happening, but you can always trim it off, no problem. Also, my table was not leveled because I poured this while being on holiday in Portugal. And yes, again, I took some resin with me because while my boyfriend is going on a cycling tour, I love to enjoy doing my hobby. And sometimes when you are on holiday, you have different inspirations and you see things and But there you see that I'm overfloating a little bit, and it's not the mold, it's the table, because the table was not in level. It's not my home table, and therefore these things are happening. But it doesn't matter. It is like it is, and I also thought I pour and I leave this pair of coasters to the owners of the flat. I also let my previous pour in the flat, so they have a nice gift because they are always so kind and letting us stay in their flat. They are actually friends of my boyfriend, and it's always nice. So now a quick torch again, and then I can let my resin do whatever it needs to do. You see there's still clear between the two white layers, and now there's a little bit of a time lapse, but actually you cannot see so much. The resin was not moving very fast, but it did something on the other side. I can already tell you this. So this is the next day. I can demold, and you see I have this overfill at the side, but this I will trim off later. It doesn't matter. I'm now just curious how these came out because I adore this color combination. So let's have a look for the first one. And look at this. I really love this, and I love this fluffy white in the center. It almost looks like silk. You will see it later on in the final result a little bit better. But I really love the color combination. I love the different rows, the different effects at the sides, then the second row, and then, yeah, this light silky effect in the center. You see it here as well. There are some clouds a little bit more big. Some are more definite. But yeah, all in all, they're almost the same. Not completely, but it's the same design. And I'm very happy with the outcome. And yeah, Molds and Shapes, we will miss you with these kind of molds. So yeah, I'm so sad about it. But we still have till end of September just to order some molds from Molds and Shapes. And yeah, I will miss them. But anyway, with this, I love and leave you. I thank you for watching like always. And please take good care of yourselves. Bye bye.